It only takes one moment to realize you've been the punchline all along. And mine happened somewhere between the cheese tray and a joke about me breastfeeding drama. I honestly don't even know where to begin, but I have to get this out of my head because the more I dwell on it, the more I feel like I'm slipping away from reality. I've been awake since around 3 a.m., just looping through everything that happened, and I keep swinging between wanting to scream and wishing I could just vanish for a while. So yeah, hi, I'm Tessa. I've been married to Lucas for 3 years. We didn't meet through mutual friends or work or anything typical like that. It was actually the weirdest thing. We both got stuck in an elevator at an escape room. Sounds like something out of a cheesy rom-com, I know. But in reality, it was 40 minutes of awkward silence, cringy jokes, and me absolutely dying to pee. Honestly, that kind of set the tone for our whole relationship. Awkward, a little offbeat, stuck in tight spaces, and not a whole lot of actual romance. I don't have a big circle of friends, but there are a few people I really trust. My family's around. We're not super close, but we text sometimes, see each other on holidays, you know how it is. Lucas's family, though, they're massive. And I don't mean big like lots of cousins. I mean, I genuinely can't keep track of who's who, and every get-together feels like a small-town parade. There's this ongoing joke, and I'm putting that in quotes on purpose, where they call me the outsider, the serious one, or, my personal favorite, the opinionated one. At first, I brushed it off, figured it was just their version of harmless teasing. Not really my vibe, but whatever, I could handle it. But lately, it started feeling meaner, sharper somehow. I can't tell if I'm just reading too much into it or if they're actually getting cruel. Either way, it's definitely not funny anymore, if it ever was. Anyway, the reason this all boiled over, Lucas's cousin Jade is expecting her first baby, and his mom decided to host the baby shower. If you've never been to one of these, let me tell you, it's not cutesy games and pastel cupcakes. It's more like people crowding into the kitchen, overeating cheese, and pretending they give a crap about which diaper brand is best. We showed up together, Lucas and I, and right away I felt that weird energy in the air. Like everyone was being a little too loud, but also weirdly quiet around me. It's hard to explain. It felt like I was the only one missing the punchline of some private joke. I tried to keep it cool. Just leaned against the wall, scrolled through TikTok, made some light conversation with Jade, who, by the way, is actually lovely and not part of the circus. Then, of course, Harper shows up. Lucas's sister, the one who thinks she's the star of every scene. She's already got a seltzer in hand and jumps right into her usual routine. Starts by asking if I've finally figured out how to make their grandma's pasta salad. Then throws in a jab about my shoes. Bold choice, she says. I'm wearing Doc Martens, okay? Like that's even a thing. I give her a fake laugh and make my way to the corner near the window. Because with all these people crammed in, it's hot enough to pass out. Then someone, maybe one of Lucas's aunts, I don't know, one of the louder ones, leans in with this bright, fake cheery voice and asks, "So when are you two gonna have a baby?" And I swear, the whole room just stops. I hate that question. Lucas knows that. He knows I don't want to talk about it in front of a room full of people. He knows it's a raw subject. He knows I haven't even fully decided if I want kids at all. We've talked about it, maybe someday, sure. But not now, not like this. Not while we're still trying to figure our relationship out. He always claims we're on the same page. But then out of nowhere, he'll drop some comment about being too young to be a dad. He's 33. Not exactly fresh out of high school. So I just shrug and say something neutral like, we're not in a rush. But Lucas? I don't know what got into him. Maybe it was the attention. Maybe he'd had a drink. Or maybe he just felt like twisting the knife. He lets out this sharp, loud laugh. Not even a real laugh, more like a bark, and goes, with her? I'd rather stay childless than raise kids with that kind of negativity. And people actually laugh. Not polite, awkward chuckles, real belly-laughing laughter. Like he just told the funniest joke of the year. Then Harper chimes in, because of course she does. She'd probably give birth to complaints and breastfeed them drama, she says. There's this beat of silence. Then even more laughter. I just stood there, completely stripped bare. What was I supposed to do? I glance at Lucas. He's beaming. Not at me, at them. He's soaking up the attention like it's applause. I say calm and clear, "You're not funny." Didn't raise my voice, just said it like a fact. He gives me that smug little grin and says, "Relax. You're always so sensitive. No wonder I don't want kids with you." And in that moment, I wanted to slap him. I mean it. I've never felt rage like that, but I didn't. I just clenched my fists and stared him down. Harper's still losing it, laughing like a hyena. Someone else mutters something under their breath about women these days, and honestly, I just went numb. I headed for the hallway, thinking I'd step outside, get some air, maybe call my sister. But Lucas grabs my arm too hard. Not enough to call it violent, but definitely too firm. Like he's trying to stop me from making a scene. He says, "Where are you going? Don't ruin this for everyone." I pull my arm free and I don't even care who's watching. I look him dead in the eye and say, "Touch me again, and I will." He lets go, but his hand lingers for a second too long. As I'm walking away, I hear his mom, barely above a whisper, say to him, "Control your wife." She didn't even say it to me, didn't acknowledge me. Like I wasn't a person standing right there, just a mess that needed managing. I turned back, locked eyes with her. Didn't say a word, just kept walking. As I'm walking out, I pass Harper in the hallway. She steps in front of me for a second, all faux concern like, "Oh, come on, Tessa, it was just a joke." I don't even give her the time of day, just push past her, and in the process, I knock over this tiny tray of party favors near the door. She gasps like I just pulled a weapon or something, but I don't stop. I just keep moving. By the time I reach the front door, one of Lucas's aunts, I couldn't even tell you which one. Honestly, they all blur together when you're fuming, tries to grab my arm. I pull away and say, "Don't, just don't." Then I swing the door open and slam it behind me without looking back. Inside, I can hear Lucas's voice rising, half trying to explain, half throwing me under the bus. But I don't care anymore. I get into his car, sit there for a minute, hands shaking, heart pounding. I send a quick text to my friend Chloe, not my sister, just someone with the same name. I know it's confusing. And she replies, "Want to come over?" So I drive straight to her place and end up sitting in her kitchen for almost 2 hours, eating leftover pizza and talking about absolutely anything except what just happened. My phone keeps buzzing, but I don't even want to look at it. Group chat pings, messages from Lucas, from Harper, his mom, everyone lighting up my screen like it's an emergency. I finally switch it off and bury it deep in my bag. I don't go back home that night. I text my mom just to let her know where I am so she won't worry, and she says she'll call me in the morning. Her lack of surprise probably says more than anything. Like this isn't even shocking to her anymore. The whole night I keep thinking, what the hell did I just live through? I mean, sure, Lucas can be a jerk sometimes, but this was something else entirely. I get that he thinks he's funny or whatever, but what happened wasn't just some playful jab. It was straight up cruel, and it wasn't just him. Everyone either laughed, stayed quiet, or watched like it was their personal entertainment. Am I really just supposed to laugh it off like nothing? Because honestly, I don't think I can. The way he grabbed my arm, the way his mom said, "Control your wife," the way Harper literally tried to block me from leaving, like I was some misbehaving pet. None of that felt accidental. It all felt intentional, like they were testing how far they could push before I snapped. I think Lucas acts this way because he can't stand that I don't worship his family the way the rest of them do. He gets defensive when I call out behavior that's weird or flat out mean. He's told me more than once that I ruin the mood, just because I won't go along with the family's performative crap. He likes being the golden boy, the funny one, the charming son in front of mommy dearest. And Harper? She probably just hates that I don't laugh at her tired jokes or that I don't play the role she's assigned to, wife of the family. I mean, I'm not trying to sit here and psychoanalyze every one of them. But honestly, what other reason is there for acting like this? Besides knowing no one's ever going to hold you accountable? I spent the rest of the night crashing at Chloe's, and when I woke up, I had something like 30 unread messages in the family group chat. Lucas tried calling. I didn't answer. Apparently his mom even texted my mom because now I'm the villain in their little soap opera. That's how I know she's very disappointed in me for causing a scene. Meanwhile, no one seems to care that I was completely humiliated in front of everyone. Not one message about that. I guess I'm just supposed to let it slide, because that's what good wives are supposed to do, right? Well, I haven't figured out exactly what my next move is yet, but I do know I'm done letting them walk all over me. I'm not the one who owes anyone an apology, and I'm definitely done pretending any of this is normal. That's where I'm at right now. Still pissed. Still not going home. And if Lucas needs a ride back from his mom's place, he better call an Uber, because I'm not picking him up. And no, I don't care if he has to wait outside in the rain. Anyway, if you're still reading, thanks for hanging in there. I don't really know what's going to happen next, but I know one thing. I'm not just brushing this off. So yeah, here I am again. Because apparently my life has turned into a full-time drama featuring group chats and awkward family dynamics. Not gonna lie, I was planning to wait before posting again until I had a better idea of what I wanted to do. But if I don't write this out now, I might actually lose it. So, after that baby shower disaster, see previous post if you need the chaos recap. I ended up staying at Chloe's. She didn't interrogate me or anything, just tossed me a pair of sweats and let me ransack her freezer. I didn't check my phone at all that night, except to message my mom. I figured maybe I'd wake up to a couple missed calls from Lucas, maybe some lazy apology texts. But nope. What I got was a full-blown digital meltdown. First thing that morning, my phone's already going nuts, lighting up before I've even opened my eyes. About 30 notifications from group chats, Lucas's name, Harper's, his mom's, even Jade's, and I haven't even brushed my teeth yet. It feels like I'm walking into a meeting where everyone's already mad at me, but no one's saying it out loud. I open up the main family chat. Ugh, they call it the fam jam, which makes me want to disappear. And I swear, it's basically a roast session. At first, Lucas is just asking if anyone's heard from me. Then his mom jumps in with this sugar-coated, passive-aggressive, hope she's feeling better nonsense, pretending to be worried. But it goes downhill fast. Harper posts a meme of a cat with the words "drama queen" plastered across it in bold letters. Real cutting-edge humor. Then the whole thing spirals into this bizarre argument. Some people saying I blew things out of proportion, others claiming it was all just a harmless joke. Why'd she have to storm out like that? Only a few voices, shout out to Jade, try to calm things down, but it's like shouting into a hurricane. One of Lucas's aunts, the one who brings up her gluten allergy like it's her defining feature, chimes in with something like, "Some people just can't handle family traditions." And that's when the nausea hits me for real. Like, seriously? Since when is public humiliation considered a tradition? Is this actually normal for people? Am I the weird one for not getting it? I scroll back through the chat and spot a forwarded message. My mom had sent me something Lucas's mom texted her privately. Of course she did. The message basically says, maybe you can talk some sense into Tessa. She's upsetting everyone, and this isn't good for the family. My mom replies with, I'll check in with her. So yeah, not exactly a ride or die moment. And because apparently this is the universe's idea of a joke, my own family group chat lights up. My mom's trying to play the neutral party, suggesting I come over for dinner and maybe talk things out. My dad sends a thumbs up emoji and nothing else. Classic. My sister, yes, the other Chloe, my actual sister, not my friend, goes rogue and starts firing off TikToks about toxic in-laws, then just texts, you should go full scorched earth. I actually let out a laugh. First time I've even come close to smiling since that baby shower disaster. I text my mom back to say I'm not ready to talk to Lucas yet. She says she understands, but I can tell she's hoping I'll just smooth things over. She's always been that way. Avoid confrontation, keep the peace, don't rock the boat. Meanwhile, my sister's like, you better not fold on this. And honestly, I'm really grateful she's in my corner, even if she leans a little too hard into the revenge fantasy sometimes. Then things take another turn. Lucas starts calling me. I let it go to voicemail. Next thing I know, he's texting me that I'm making everything worse and that I should just apologize so everyone can move on. I literally laugh out loud. Like, seriously, I'm the one making it worse? Was I the one who cracked a humiliating joke about my partner in front of a whole room? Absolutely not. I start typing a reply. Delete it. Try again. Delete that too. I do it 3 times and still can't figure out how to say what I really feel without sounding just as petty as them. The truth is, I don't even know what I want from him right now. An apology? For him to actually understand what he did? Maybe. But I'm not holding my breath. Then Harper, because of course she can't help herself, starts posting again in the group chat. This time it's a stock photo of a woman rolling her eyes with "Here comes the drama" written across it in Comic Sans. I want to throw my phone across the room. Instead, I just mute the group and go for a walk around Chloe's neighborhood. It's freezing outside, but the cold helps clear my head. I call my friend and vent for 10 solid minutes. She just listens. Then she asks, "Want to stay another night?" I say yes without even thinking. When I get back, there's another avalanche of messages. Lucas is now messaging me privately, saying he didn't mean it, but also that I know how his family is and I shouldn't take it so personally. Then he adds, "If you just come home, we can talk it out." I text him back, "You embarrassed me on purpose." He reads it, doesn't reply. And just when I think it can't get worse, Harper screenshots our private message and posts it in the Fam Jam group chat. She adds, "Wow, someone's off their meds." I see it immediately because Jade, bless her, sends me a screenshot with the caption, "I'm so sorry. This is seriously out of line." And in that moment, I actually see red. Like, no joke. I don't even take meds. But even if I did, what the hell? I fire off a text to Harper. "Delete that now, or I'll make sure everyone hears exactly what you said about your mom at Christmas." She deletes it. I don't follow up. Don't explain. I just wanted her to know. Playtime's over. Not long after, Lucas's mom tries to call. I let it ring out. Her voicemail starts with, "Tessa, you need to stop causing drama. This isn't how our family handles things." I don't even finish listening. At that point, I'm done hiding. So I type out a message and post it in the family group chat. "I'm not your clown. I'm not here for your entertainment, and I'm done putting up with these so-called jokes. If anyone wants to have an adult conversation, I'm available. If not, leave me alone." I reread it, then hit send before I can talk myself out of it. Silence for a full 5 minutes. Then one of Lucas's aunts drops in with, "See? This is what I mean about outsiders not understanding." I don't respond. I'm not going to waste my breath arguing with someone who thinks cruelty is a family value. Later that night, Lucas actually shows up at Chloe's apartment. I have no idea how he found the place, until I remember I forgot to turn off Find My iPhone. Great. Chloe opens the door, arms crossed, stone-faced. Lucas tries to look all heartbroken and says, "Can we please just talk?" I tell him, "Not here." He says, "You can't keep avoiding me forever." I shoot back, "Watch me." He tries to take a step inside, but Chloe doesn't budge. She physically blocks him from crossing the threshold. Then he goes, "You're making this worse, Tessa." And I say, "No, you already did that." He throws out, "You're my wife. You have to talk to me." I tell him, "Not tonight." He raises his voice, and that's when Chloe steps in and says, if he doesn't leave, she's calling the building manager. He finally storms off, slamming the door behind him. I thank her. She looks at me and says, "You're not seriously staying married to that guy, right?" And I go, "I don't know." My mom calls again later. She's worried. Says maybe I should come home and get a little space to clear my head. My dad gets on the line for like 2 seconds. All he says is, "If he shows up here, I'll handle it." And honestly, that might be the first time all week I actually felt a little safe. The next day, Lucas's mom tries to drag my mom into it again, like I'm a rebellious teenager who needs to be reeled in. But my mom shuts it down. She goes, "Tessa's a grown woman. She'll decide for herself." I'm honestly surprised. Didn't think Tabaj had it in her. Still, not a single person from Lucas's side has actually said sorry for anything. All they want is for me to stop causing a scene. That night, I call my sister and just let it all out. She listens, then says, "You know they're never going to change, right? You have to decide if you're okay living with this forever." And I go, "I'm not." She doesn't even miss a beat. Then don't. It's not that simple, obviously. But deep down, I know she's right. By now, I've packed a bag and moved back in with my parents for a while. Lucas keeps blowing up my phone, texts saying he misses me, followed by messages insisting I owe his family an apology. I don't answer. He calls. I let it ring. Then he emails me, says he just wants everything to go back to normal. I delete it without even reading the whole thing, and I keep thinking, why does he act like this? Is it his family? Is it me? I don't think he hates me. I think he's terrified of not fitting in with them, afraid they'll see him as weak or whipped or whatever. He's told me before that his mom gives him hell if he lets things get out of hand. So I guess keeping me in check earns him some kind of twisted respect. It's childish. All of it. I start noticing things I didn't before, like how his family always circles the wagons anytime someone criticizes them, or how Lucas has to be the funny one, even if it means throwing me under the bus for a cheap laugh. I think part of me always assumed he'd eventually grow out of that. Now, I'm not so sure. I don't know what my next move is, but I do know I'm not going back to how things were. I refuse to be their emotional punching bag. I'm not going to apologize for standing up for myself. And if Lucas decides his family matters more than I do, fine. He can stay with them. I've got my own people, even if they're a little chaotic and brutally honest sometimes. So yeah, that's where things stand right now. I'm at my parents' place. My mom is cooking enough food for a family reunion. My sister is texting me memes about girl boss revenge, and Lucas is still calling me from random numbers. I don't know how this story ends, but I do know I'm not just lying down and taking it. Next update? When I figure out my next move. So it's been a few days since I basically vanished from Lucas's life. I've been holed up at my parents' house. My mom keeps making soup like I'm a sick kid. My dad mostly stays quiet, except for one moment where he grunted, "You don't deserve that," which coming from him is like a dramatic monologue. My sister, she's been eating this drama up, but also checking in on me every day to make sure I'm not backing down. I almost started second-guessing myself, like maybe I was overreacting, until I reread those messages and DMs. Yeah, number I wasn't. Then yesterday, Lucas's mom texts me. She's inviting me to this big family dinner at their favorite restaurant, the one with the wobbly chairs and the breadsticks everyone fights over. She says it's to clear the air and move past the unfortunate drama. I laugh out loud. Of course, make it public so I can't make a scene. Classic strategy. I show my mom the text. She says maybe it's a chance to get closure. My dad goes, "Do what you want, but don't let them talk you into anything." For 2 hours, I go back and forth about whether to show up. A part of me wants to burn that bridge to the ground, but then I remember the way Lucas tried to manhandle me at the baby shower, and how his mom looked him in the eye and said, "Control your wife." And just like that, the anger's back. I text my sister, "Want to come to a weird family dinner as my emotional support human?" She replies, "Hell yes." So that's that. We drive over together. She's blasting music. I'm scrolling through the notes app on my phone, reading over everything I want to say if I get the chance. I almost chicken out and delete it, but Chloe grabs my phone and says, "Don't let them gaslight you into thinking you're the problem." She's right. We get to the restaurant, and the hostess gives us this look like, "Oh, you're here for that table." We walk in, and the whole clan is already seated. There's Lucas, his parents, Harper, of course, two aunts, an uncle, and Jade, who looks like she's aged 5 years in 1 week. They're all acting casual, but their fake smiles say otherwise. Lucas stands up like he's going to hug me. I just nod and sit down at the far end of the table. Chloe slides in beside me, arms crossed, giving everyone the "don't try me" stare. The energy is thick and weird, like they're all waiting for me to deliver some big apology. They make small talk, stiff, uncomfortable small talk. Lucas's dad is rambling about his car. Someone's talking about the weather. I just trace my finger along the menu and nod like I care. No one mentions the baby shower, but I can feel it hanging in the air, like we're all just circling the real reason we're here. Harper, for some reason wearing sunglasses indoors, keeps leaning over to whisper to her aunt while glancing at me like I'm a sideshow. Finally, the drinks arrive and Lucas's mom clears her throat. "So," she says, I think we all know why we're here. She pauses, then continues. I'd like for us to move forward, but we can't do that if people are holding grudges. She looks at me, then at Lucas, then back to me. It would help if everyone could apologize for their part in this, so we can all put it behind us. I almost spit out my water. Lucas jumps in like he's dying to get the last word. Look, we all said some stuff, he says, but I think you overreacted, Tessa. I just want things to go back to normal. Harper lets out a loud snort and mutters, some people don't even know what normal is. I glance at Chloe. She raises an eyebrow, clearly waiting to see what I'll do. For a second, I think about just letting it slide, about staying quiet, because that's what I've always done. But not this time. I'm too angry, too done. So I pull out my phone, open my notes app, and say calmly, actually, I have a list. Lucas's mom looks puzzled. Harper rolls her eyes like she's bored already. I start reading. Since the very first time I met you all, here are just a few things you've said to me. So we're all crystal clear on what's just a joke versus what's actually mean. I go down the list. The pasta salad comment from Harper. The time Lucas's mom told me I'd never truly belong unless I wore a dress like hers. I mentioned the memes in the group chat, the constant drama queen digs, and of course, Lucas's lovely remark about not wanting kids with negativity. I don't raise my voice. I don't cry. I just read. The table falls into a heavy, stunned silence. The only sound is one aunt quietly sipping her wine, like this is just another Tuesday. Lucas tries to break the tension. Okay, but you know we're just joking, right? We don't mean any of it. I look at him and say, you weren't laughing with me. You were laughing at me. You made me the punchline to entertain yourselves, and you didn't care how it made me feel. Harper groans and goes, oh my God, are we really doing this? I reply, yeah, we are. Then I turn to Lucas. You want to talk about normal? Let's talk about how last month you told me you didn't want kids because you were afraid I'd turn them against you. Or how you said you weren't ready to be tied down, but had no problem using me as a prop for your family comedy routine. I'm done being your buffer. If you want to keep playing golden child, do it without me. Lucas's face turns bright red. He tries to cut in. Why are you saying all this here? I shoot back. Because every time I try to talk to you in private, you brush it off like it's nothing. So now you can deal with it here, just like you humiliated me in front of everyone else. Harper stands up suddenly and snaps, you don't get to show up and act like you're the victim, Tessa. I say, then stop treating me like the villain just because I refuse to laugh at your cruelty. She starts to walk around the table like she's going to come at me, but Chloe stands up too, stepping right in her path. Harper mumbles, crazy bitches, under her breath. Chloe doesn't flinch, just says, sit down. Then Lucas's mom raises her voice. That's enough. You're tearing this family apart. I look her dead in the eye. Number you are for refusing to see what's right in front of you. You demand respect, but you never offer it. And if you think I'm going to apologize for walking out after being insulted, not happening. I'm not sorry for refusing to be treated like trash. I reach into my bag, pull out an envelope, and slide it across the table to Lucas. He stares at it, completely thrown. I say, those are divorce papers. I just need your signature. The silence is deafening. Harper actually gasps like we're in a soap opera. Lucas's mom blurts out, you can't be serious. I reply, I'm done. And I'm not changing my mind. As I stand up, Lucas reaches for my arm, but I jerk away. Don't touch me. He jumps to his feet, voice rising. You're throwing everything away over some jokes? I say, no, I'm leaving because you don't respect me, and neither does your family. Harper slams her hand on the table. You're just jealous because you're not one of us. I laugh. Thank God for that. Chloe puts her hand gently on my shoulder. We turn and walk toward the door. Lucas follows us out into the lobby, calling after me. Let's just talk. We can fix this. You don't have to do this. I stop, turn around and say, you had every opportunity to fix it. You chose to embarrass me instead. So now this is yours to deal with, he shouts as we walk away. You'll regret this, Tessa. I don't even turn around. Chloe holds the door open, and I walk through it like it's the end of a long, brutal chapter. I don't know exactly what comes next, but I know I'm not going back. I gave them every chance to treat me like a human being, and they blew every single one. Now it's my turn to walk away. I honestly thought that after the restaurant meltdown, it'd be over. That it would be one of those big, messy moments where you make your point, drop the mic, and walk away. But LOL, Lucas's family doesn't know how to let things end. I've been sitting on this update for a few days because every time I think the drama's cooled down, someone finds a brand new way to be weird or petty. So yeah, here it is, the final mess. Probably not the tidy, satisfying conclusion some people want. But whatever, life's messy. After the dinner, I really thought Lucas would get the message. But nope, the man is tenacious, in that exhausting golden boy way that makes you realize why he's always been their favorite. He cannot handle not being the one in control. Next morning, I wake up at my parents' house to a barrage of missed calls. Lucas, his mom, Harper, of course. Even three numbers I don't recognize. My dad's already in the kitchen making coffee. He looks up when I walk in and just grunts. Classic. I scroll through the messages, every single one, some version of, please talk to me, or, you didn't have to do that, or, can't we just be reasonable? I mute my phone without replying. My mom glances over and asks if I'm okay. I tell her, yeah, just tired. She nods and makes waffles. That day I have zero plans. Just rest. But of course, Lucas's mom isn't done. She sends my mom a message, basically accusing me of destroying the family word for word, and says Lucas is so lost without me. Right, sure he is. She even asks if my mom can talk some sense into me. To her credit, my mom just responds, Tessa's an adult. She'll figure it out. And honestly, I can tell she's as over this circus as I am. The next day, I start moving my stuff out. I text Lucas, tell him I'll be coming by with my dad to grab my things. He says, I won't be home. I reply, good. When we get there, the place looks like a time capsule. Nothing's been touched. My plants are dried out. My mail's stacked up on the counter. There's a half-eaten pizza still sitting on the table. Of course, I start packing my stuff while my dad quietly carries out boxes. Neither of us says much. When it's all done, I place my spare key on the counter and slam the door behind me on the way out. Later, Lucas texts me, you could have at least said goodbye. I don't answer. Part of me expected him to pull some grand gesture, show up with flowers, make a dramatic speech, but nothing. He fizzles out. A few days pass. Silence. Then, because this family cannot help themselves, I get another message. This time, it's from Lucas's mom. 3 pages. 3 actual pages of her telling me I never understood family, that marriage is about forgiveness, and that I'm tearing Lucas apart. I take a photo of the whole thing and send it to my sister. She replies, frame it. As a warning. Meanwhile, my own family has moved on. My dad tells me I can stay as long as I need. My mom just seems relieved I'm eating her food again, and my sister keeps sending me apartment listings like it's her part-time job. The only awkward part is with some mutual friends. One of Lucas's buddies texts me, are you actually serious about this? I say, yeah. He replies, wow, didn't think you'd go through with it. I don't even have words for that, so I leave him on read. Another friend offers to talk. I just text back, I'm good, thanks. People always say they want to listen, but what they really want is to figure out which side they're supposed to take. The apartment hunt? Awful. I forgot how annoying it is to move. Every place is either tiny, wildly overpriced, or smells like decades of sadness and carpet cleaner. I finally find one I like, but there's a 2-week wait, so for now I'm still crashing at my parents'. My mom keeps asking if I want to invite people over for dinner, like she's trying to retroactively create a warm, wholesome family history. My dad fixes a leaky faucet in the kitchen and jokes, at least you're not married to the plumbing. 4 days after the dinner, I get a text from Jade. She writes, Harper's telling people you attacked her at the restaurant. I burst out laughing. I text back, she wishes. Jade says, I told her to grow up. I reply, thanks. You're the only normal one. Then, exactly 1 week after the baby shower, Lucas texts me. New number. I'm standing in a grocery store parking lot, scrolling through my phone while holding a bag of frozen peas, and boom, there it is. Please talk to me. I was just joking. And for once, I don't even feel mad. I screenshot it, send it to my sister and Chloe. Chloe replies, "He's really still on that?" My sister texts, "Send him a clown emoji." I think about ignoring it, but I want clarity. So I reply, "So was I. I was just pretending to be your wife." No response. I block the number. Lucas never shows up at my parents' place, thank God. A mutual friend tells me he's currently living at his mom's, and apparently she's not thrilled about it. Guess the golden child routine has its expiration date. Honestly, I don't care what happens to him now. I just want to get my own place, refocus my plans, and go back to being blissfully boring. The only loose end left is the paperwork, so I file the divorce papers myself. Pay the dumb fee, get the confirmation email. I show it to my mom. She hugs me longer than she ever has. My sister bakes a cake that says, "Congratulations on your divorce," in pink icing. I laugh so hard I nearly dropped the thing. Lucas will probably always see himself as the victim. His mom will keep spinning her stories about how I was difficult. Harper will keep posting passive-aggressive memes until the day she dies. But you know what? I don't care. I stood my ground. I walked away. So thank you to the people who actually read through these rants and didn't tell me to just be the bigger person. Sometimes being done is the healthiest choice. Anyway, I'm off to water my sad little plants, eat my divorce cake, and scroll through apartment listings until I find a place that doesn't have weird carpet or neighbors who play the recorder at midnight. Peace out, Reddit.